Sponsored by the Big 98, Nashville's #1 for new country and the home of the Bobby Bones Show.
The Rockin' Review is thrilled to have back on some friends of the show that we haven't seen in a while, Stephanie and Chris from the great duo band Ida Mae. Thanks for coming back on the show, guys.
Ooh, thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
You know, it was so much more fun last time having you in studio, and we will do that again, but we got to talk about this new album that I've been listening to, Click Domino. So did you guys write this and record everything back during the pandemic?
Yeah, it was quite a process. We were on the road, before the pandemic, and we ground to a halt, played our last show in Texas and came back to Nashville. I had grand plans of doing this location recording for the new album and flying a couple of people in. And of course, that all went out the window. So we ended up just turning our whole house in Nashville into a studio.
Yeah.
Studio equipment, and we tracked it all.
We rigged up the kitchen and just tracked the record.
And tracked the record.
Did you use the old blues method also, Chris, to where you put your guitar amplifier in the bathroom to get the echo off the tile?
We did.
You did put it in the basement.
We did put them in the basement. Yeah.
So you could crank them up.
We did crank them up in the basement, so we got a bit of that. Yeah.
That is awesome. Well, I love all the songs. You guys have had a number of different videos and singles already coming off this album, but also I took notice of some guests, including Marcus King on here.
Yeah.
We were very lucky during the pandemic because, everyone was suddenly at home in Nashville and they weren't on the road. So we were able to invite some friends of ours over to guest on the record. So we had Marcus King, who took us out on our first US tour, 6 weeks with Marcus, and we've stayed, good friends. So he came over and played on 2 of the tracks. And we also had Jake Kiszka from Greta Van Fleet as well come and play on one of the songs.
And I tell you what, I got to tell you both, I love the fuzz guitar on that track. To where it's to me, once again, your last album was so great as well. And it's hard to, grow and exceed, but I really heard a maturity in this new album to where both of your voices go so well together. And obviously, Chris, you and I, as guitar geeks, always stay in touch on what we're purchasing and playing. But it seems like, some of the songs, kind of almost had like a Civil Wars feel. And then you could certainly tell, with the blues roots and everything else, but it's like, there's a lot of texture and sound within this one album.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, we were trying to do that. I mean, we are a strange kind of cocktail blend of British folk and blues and Americana and rock and roll. So we kind of just wanted to piece all of that together as best we could and also offset some of those kind of early, kind of more Americana and blues sounds with kind of synthetic synthesizers and drum machines and keyboards, and which Steph plays, So we just wanted to offset it and really push ourselves into some new territory with it and do something different, We had quite a lot of time to do homework, over the pandemic, which is great because when you're on the road, you actually have less time to kind of practice and play.
And more time to work with instruments as well. Normally we're sort of 2-3 weeks in the studio and you're out. Whereas we had a little more time to experiment with synths and sounds and textures. So
yeah, I rediscovered my British folk roots and was listening to a lot of Fairport Convention, Richard Thompson, and Eddie Denny, going back into that side of my early listening.
Right. I think but it really shines through. I think the melding of all the styles. Now, obviously, both of your voices sound so great together. But, I'm always listening to hear the instrumentation, and some of the songs were kind of sparse and, heavier in vocals, which I enjoy. But other ones, you can hear all the different instruments and everything within that you guys conjured up. I got to ask you this question. I don't mean to put you on the spot, but the last album, you had some great videos where you had to enlist some of your friends. Maybe there was a pushing of a convertible. How are you going to top that with Click Domino? Now you guys are taking the game up a notch.
I know, we're going to struggle a bit there.
Videos definitely became tricky in lockdown.
We did a good video for Click Domino.
We did one in London.
It was in lockdown in central London, and we did it on a Sunday morning at about 5 a.m. And it snowed in London.
It was like a zombie movie. No one around.
It was like a zombie movie. So we managed to do, at least one good video there. And so, but it's definitely going to be trickier this time around.
Well, I got to ask you guys this then. With Ida Mae and the great new album, I love this album. I think it's the best thing you guys have put out to date, to where are, planning on the tours. I know you've got a lot of tour dates and everything coming up. And, and Chris may need another guitar or two just to help get through this. And I mean, and plus you might find some vintage synths for Stephanie, along the way too.
Yeah,
just to employ.
Terrible habit.
You know what? We might have.
I am almost as bad as Chris with keyboards
I think
now.
Stephanie has got more synths than I've got guitars.
That's not right. But obviously she used them very well on the album too. I can really hear. There's something about, especially those vintage ones, that you can really tell the sound difference than the new ones. To me, they're just it's a little more grungy, a little more organic.
Yeah, completely.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, we've just did Newport Folk, and in terms of tours coming up, we're going out on the Outlaw Festival tour with Lucinda Williams and Willie Nelson in September. We'll be coming back for that in October.
And the Americana Fest here in Nashville,
and of course,
as well.
Americana Fest, the carnage that is Americana Fest, we'll be back for.
You guys are going to have dual citizenship now between England and Nashville, because I know you guys are almost like local Nashville people now from being here so long and, doing the album. But, and the videos you guys have put out for Click Domino, I just love, to where they're just fun. You both always have fun, and you have your own fashion sensibility, but what draws me in, and I still have the t-shirt you gave me too, Chris, is the music. I think that's really the bottom line, is that, having music that really goes deep, and with the lyrics and with the musical content. And this is going to be a lot of fun. Like we were talking last time you guys were in studio, you'd been out on tour with Greta Van Fleet, Blackberry Smoke, Marcus King. Now you're out with Willie this fall.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah, we've been really, really lucky. Yeah, we're really, really excited. It's just it is a bit of an honor and a dream come true. And if anyone out there can help with that dual citizenship, that would be fantastic. So if anyone can send help,
Definitely. Well, I want to make sure too, Chris and Stephanie, for our viewers, with Ida Mae and everything going on with the new album, with more videos coming out, another sports car, more singles, more guitars, more synthesizers. Where do they need to go for the website and social media to keep up with the both of you?
Yeah, so our website is just idamaemusic.com, and then we're just Ida Mae Music on Instagram and Ida Mae Band on Facebook. So
yeah, Ida Mae on Spotify.
And sadly not on TikTok.
Oh, now you're becoming, right? Chris, I would leave that to Stephanie and just let her do the TikTok thing and just walk away.
Confuses me.
Well, I can't wait till you guys get back here in Nashville again, and we'll have to connect and have some hot chicken or something together, and maybe go look at guitars. But Chris and Stephanie from Ida Mae, congratulations on Click Domino, the brand new album out now, and I can't wait to come and see you guys live here in Nashville. Thanks for coming on the Rockin' Review.
Thank you
so much for having us. Nice talking to you again.
Sponsored by the Big 98, Nashville's #1 for new country and the home of a Bobby Bones Show.